Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Comic Girls. That's right, this series is finally coming to an end today with this episode, which is always very unfortunate because this was in my top 5 anime of the season. But, you know, this isn't my first season, I'm used to this sort of thing, and it's just always a matter of hoping that the next season has some stuff to fill the void. Anyway, in the last episode, Chaos actually got to experience a little bit of success. Her editor actually didn't hate one of the manuscripts she brought to her, so that's good. Hopefully she can actually get serialized and everything, and hopefully things will look up for her, because everyone knows Chaos could definitely use some good news in her life in general. Anyway, let's get into it. 3, 2, 1, play. Birds. Nice. The editor's so happy too. uh, and they're all dead. Oh god, Chaos, of course. Of course. But they liked it, just... She sounds like she's about to puke, so I don't think so. I was actually expecting the opening there. Jeez. Oh my god. She really upped her scariness factor. I don't think this is actually happening though. Yeah, okay. That makes far more sense. I was like, this is not the editor I know. This is like her mental image of the editor. And then once I realized that, I realized it was probably a nightmare. Oh. Yes. Yes. That that'd cheer me up. I know, right? Some good stuff. I like how it shows the lilies after that. Nice touch. What else is new? I keep forgetting about that. Probably intentionally. Tsubasa. That's why she looks so upset. Uh... Oh. Bit of a shift. Yeah, it's very upsetting. I don't know how we're supposed to have a season 2 like this. It's kind of a mean thing to say to someone. When are you leaving? More than usual? They found me out. I think she might need some help. Yeah, specifically donuts. Oh. Oh. Was it that bad? Oh. Maybe you should lay down. Yeah. Less than usual. Yeah, you guys need help, that's for sure. Stretching. I like how the shirt's slightly pulled up. It's a very nice touch. Yeah, like we had last episode, the getting themselves fired up. Apparently there's a fly around here. uh, Whatever works. Well, I guess it applies to this as well. Yeah. Do you, Chaos? Do you really? Apparently she does. Of course, she's also a few horse lengths behind. I mean, I'd be more than happy to wake up her body. Here we go. I really do feel like I'm watching Uma Musume now. One of these sets of shoes is not like the others. Do you imply snacks aren't real food? They really are. I would love to live here. It's a shame they can't much longer. I would happily be friends with all four of them. I loaded up pretty quickly. Even though it's like a tablet. How's it going? Are you doing okay? Okay, sweating's not a good sign. Uh, don't give up. Meanwhile, things are going fine for her. Oh no. Well, this is bad for her. uh, she's breaking down. She's not. You should never leave her alone. Those eyes. She always looks like a child about ready to cry. I couldn't leave her. I'd bring her with me if anything. Uh... Uh... You really do make me want to cry, Chaos. Uh... 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 Oh, Chaos. Just do your best. Man, it's quiet without them. Your hair's kind of, maybe you should not do that. You're supposed to go behind you, not in front. My god, to leave for 5 seconds, it just completely falls apart. Who would leave a child alone like this? I mean, so I really should remember her name, but we're already at the final episode, so... Yeah... Easier said than done. She's got a comfort blanket and everything, and she's woman spreading. uh, yes. She's very lonely right now. Uh, my god, Chaos. You make me so sad. She really doesn't. Uh, 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 uh. That's the reality of being a professional. Uh, I hope so. Uh, uh. You're not moving. You dropped it. Uh, Crawling Chaos hasn't left. That's something. Yes, that's always something. Don't knock those over, those are very important. They're more important than your life. Yeah, you're never truly lonely when you have your anime figurines. Oh no, here we go. Here we go. We got to this point of talking to figures. Is that a good thing? Any songs. Yes, this is totally normal. And screw anyone that thinks otherwise. It's not what it looks like, Mom. But yeah, clearly not everyone's left. Uh, indeed. Just call her Mom, it's fine. Huh. Uh, uh, we don't want that. Yeah, still have bedtime, they just have naps throughout the day. Like a lot of them. uh, that moment when you have to compete with a cat for attention from your sort of mom. Who needs a work? Get work done anyway. Just sleep. Uh, Getting mixed signals from you, Chaos. The cat or someone else? Oh, cool. Her actual mom. Or an older lady looked a lot like her, one of the two. I'm leaning on the former. Oh my god. She's Chaos's mother, alright. That's amazing. That's honestly amazing. That voice sounds very familiar. Can't place it. Well, maybe it's best that they don't see them. Oh my god, there's a time when she was even smaller. And arguably even less competent. Do you have any happy pictures of her? uh, how? How do you do that? Yeah, it makes sense. That's how I knew she was gonna one day grow up to be a manga author. She looks adorable on that. I want one. Is it? I think you might be a bit too much of a doting parent. Of course, it makes sense why she would call her Chaos if she's that big of a fan of her. Get out of Chaos. She's not wrong. I still want her to succeed, though. Chaos, please stop making me bounce back and forth between laughing and crying. I actually read trying as crying. It's okay. Upsies. Spin her around. Uh, that's true. Aw. I want to hug her too, it's not fair. Uh, I figured. There we go. As little of it as I have. Are you proud of your little chaos? Yes, indeed. It was really nice getting to see them, Mom. That's all we ask of you. That's a good idea, actually. Yes, that's why people like it. That's why people like comic girls. Among other reasons, I guess. It really is. Who is it? Oh. Who you, man? Glad you haven't forgotten me yet. Nice. Oh, that's too stimulating. Probably shouldn't do that there, but yeah, I won't save it. Yes, they're all here, even if they're not. So, how'd it turn out? Good night, Alice. She's asleep. She did her best. That's all we can ask for. Oh. It really just sucked they had to leave, though. Even everyone else has already left. Oh, I guess that works. uh, almost, but not quite. Yeah, I still don't. This is kind of crushing my hopes for a season 2, though. Someone's calling. And well, yeah, but was that any good? She can't see you bowing. Okay, that's good. Wow, I don't think she's ever heard those words before. Uh, 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 not that that's saying a lot, but you know, good job, Chaos. You haven't died or anything, right? Uh, happiest moment of her entire life right here. Uh, more phone calls, texts, things. Oh, uh, well, that was embarrassing. Oh, of course. Was on the right one. That's a picture they took before, with Koyuma all over chaos as it should be. uh, my god, chaos. How many tears have she shed this episode? It's amazing she could have that kind of world outlook after how many rejections she's gotten, but she guess she's just a very positive person deep down. But yeah, the series at the end was very good to Chaos, you know? She got some great friends, and becoming more successful with her manga. Some great friends, yeah. Everyone pretty much had their character development in this anime. I love how she just uh had her figures make her less lonely earlier. Yeah, I like Chaos's mother a lot better than Tsubasa's mother. I don't think we ever got to see Rookie or Koyume's parents though. Okay, are you okay? Do you need help there? Can you? I thought they closed down the dorm. Or is it just a temporary thing, or are they going somewhere else? I don't know. I guess I'll see. Koyume? Was that Koyume's voice? Yes. Yes, it was. And there we go. Yes. Rookie? Yeah, Rookie and Tsubasa. uh, she wants to be princess carried by one of you. Yes. She's probably up all night mangaing. That's good. Of course. True enough. uh, Tsubasa does like it rough. That's good to know. Oh, the matron and the crawling chaos. Yes, that's what we do best. Well, that and being cute. They're about on the same level. And there's our final shot. A very nice shot. So that was the 12th and final episode of Comic Girls. So this episode, it was I'd say it was a fairly emotional episode. So we started off with Chaos of kind of worrying about her manga because she has that two-part guest spot thing that she's trying to do, and she has to do part 2 for that. And yeah, it's kind of funny when Amisawa says that, like, you know, the parts that people were the most happy about were, like, you know, parts that weren't really done by her. So that's a little bit crushing to hear. But just do your best, Chaos. It'll be fine. I really did like Chaos's mental image of Amisawa in her nightmare. That was great. I was just watching that scene. It's like something doesn't seem quite right here. I don't think she acts exactly like this. I think this might not be actually real. I think this might be a nightmare of some sort. That was kind of my internal thought process as I was watching that scene. But it was very entertaining nonetheless. I really don't think she would be that mean to you, Chaos. I know she might come across as mean just because of how much she rejects your stuff, but she doesn't do that because she wants to. She does that because she has to. She has a job. She's not like your mother, you know, unlike the matron or your actual mother who did show up this episode. Anyway, big thing with this episode was the fact that everyone did have to leave the dorm. A lot of them left earlier than they technically had to because of various things like, you know, Yuma's father's birthday or, you know, other certain personal circumstances they had. But the point is they left Chaos all alone in the dorm. But she wasn't all alone technically. She had the cat. That's something. Also a bunch of figures, which that's really all the company you need, and let's be honest. But the matron was also still there, so all three of those, you know, people combined, it, you know, she wasn't lonely anymore once she really understood that. I quite enjoyed the stretching / exercising segment, you know, whatever they were doing. That was quite enjoyable, especially when we found out from Koyume, like, the true nature of those special stretches and stuff that Rookie was doing, and yeah, just obviously very reminiscent of the weird wiggly thing we had last episode. I probably preferred that a little bit more than what we got this episode, but they were both very good. I think I said it was Koyume that spilled the beans on the true nature of those stretches, but I just checked, and I was actually Tsubasa, so I was completely wrong on that. We had our heartfelt goodbye, and everyone left. Yeah, pretty much. So this pretty much led Chaos to work on her manga alone. I know I'm kind of bouncing back and forth on the timeline here, but basically Chaos was there all alone to work on her manga, and she was having a lot of difficulty, like, just doing it at all, really. She was very nervous. She didn't really have anyone there to really help. Everybody was gone. So it was definitely a struggle for her. And yeah, we had Chaos crying a lot this episode, like above average for her. And it was really hard to watch sometimes, but there technically are some people to encourage her, like the cat and the matron and the figures and Amisawa, and you know, as best she could. Chaos could definitely use some help with her hair because she put it in a ponytail or something and then it just covered her face. Like, I'm not an expert on ponytails, but I don't think that's how you're supposed to wear them. Either that or most of the people I see have been doing it wrong, but I'm gonna go with the former. But yeah, Chaos's voice actress does such a great job with that character. Just, I don't think she's really been in very much stuff, like, but she nails that role so well. Just, you can definitely feel the emotion, just to the point where it actually gets me sad whenever Chaos is just, you know, sad. Like, that definitely transfers over to me pretty consistently whenever she's like really bawling out there. The episode did end on a happy note, though, because Chaos was, like, she got a call from Amisawa, and she said that it was a good manga. And, like, just, it looked like, the look on Chaos's face and her dialogue, like, it seemed like that was the first time she had ever heard those words before in her life. Like that was a really happy moment for her. That was probably the peak of her entire life, I think it's safe to say. And then we had that scene on the train when she was getting sent pictures from Koyume, and that's when she just really just, like, tears like all over her face, and just, yeah, I'm sure the other people on that train were very confused. Like, one minute she's like jumping, scared, screaming, and then she's crying, and then just, yeah, they have no idea what's going on with that character. But, you know, like most of us don't. So my thoughts on this anime as a whole. I very much enjoyed it, like from start to finish. Going into this, I knew I would like this anime at least a little bit because of the theme. You have cute girls drawing manga, like living together with some yuri undertones. Like, there's no way I was not going to like this anime at least a little bit. But it turned out to be even better than I expected it to. Because first of all, we had our 4 girls all do a different type of manga that very much corresponds to their own personality. Tsubasa, she does shonen type stuff, so she's a very chuny character. I think she was even voiced by Takahashi Rie, if I remember correctly, so yeah, that obviously adds a lot of points in my book. You got Koyume, who's kind of the, I was gonna say romance enthusiast, but it doesn't really sound right. But anyway, she's the normie of the group. She's good at making friends. She's always happy. She adapts to situations well. And she draws shoujo manga, you know, romance stuff. And you have Rookie, who specializes in drawing, like, adult manga, adult romance stuff. So, of course, she didn't initially want to do that, but she just kind of fell into it, because if that's a talent you have, then just, you know, roll with it as long as you don't hate it. And also, then we have Chaos, our main girl. And she's the kind of the character we were following for in the beginning, like her going to the dorm, like she meets the new characters, we meet those new characters, you know, kind of experiencing this whole thing from her perspective. Now she is just terrible, like at everything. You know, she got some massive criticisms like the very first scene. She's like, this sucks. You know, the art is terrible, the characters are unbelievable. Like, have you ever met a high school girl in your life? Like, but I am a high school girl. Like, just look at me. Don't I look like a high school girl? It's like, no, you look like you're in elementary school. And, you know, it's just, she's a very sad existence in the beginning of the series. That's really the best way to sum it up. So she went to the dorm to get better. You know, hopefully, you know, hoping to improve by osmosis, I guess, being around these serialized manga authors. But she did have one character, you know, Koyume, who wasn't serialized yet, so they were kind of at a similar level, but then you had Tsubasa and Rookie who were, and that's kind of what our dynamic was. Our senpai-kohai relationship, you could say. And although Chaos came across as the main character in the series, like, she wasn't the only one that mattered. We definitely got focused on all four of them to see their own personal character development, their own struggles, what they have to go with. So I guess I'll talk about them one at a time. Okay, Koyume. Koyume, her issue, I think, was that she couldn't draw guys. So, I mean, I don't think that's a problem. Just switch over to write some Yuri manga. I mean, you have the matron that I'm sure be more than willing to help you out with that. So that's what she had to work on. That was one of the things that she had room for improvement on. I mean, they all pretty much had room to improve in some regard, even if it was just, you know, getting rid of some of that shame that's hindering your work, like in Rookie's case. Ryuma ended up falling in love with Tsubasa. Now, Tsubasa looks a lot like a guy, like, comparatively, so like she ended up just writing guys that looked like Tsubasa, you know, that's how she ended up having a little workaround. And she ended up gaining some success as well. I think she ended up getting serialized at some point. So, you know, kind of whooshing past Chaos, kind of, which should light a fire under her to improve. She also ran into issues, though, like with the weight thing. Like, she was starting to gain weight, so she stopped eating sweets like cold turkey, and then she started gaining weight. I mean, then she started getting worse at her manga because that's the sweets and stuff are part of like what gives her energy, which gives her unique style. So, you know, the solution to that problem was to just, you know, start eating sweets again, I think. But I mean, that was most of what her stuff was, aside from like wanting to get some real romantic experience, which is what she got by going on a date with Tsubasa, which was nice. And then of course Tsubasa didn't understand any of it because she's a dead shonen protagonist. That's kind of her thing. But that was pretty much that was most of Koyuma stuff. Now, Tsubasa, like I said, she does shonen manga and stuff. Now, she keeps her gender a secret because I guess she thinks that the target demographic of shonen stuff would not take too well to a female drawing it. I don't know how true that is. I personally don't care what the gender of the person who writes my fiction is, but I'm sure there are some people that do care about that. But I wonder how many people would that actually be a deal breaker. Like, I don't think that would be a deal breaker for too many people. Like, if I was enjoying something and then suddenly I found out the identity of the person that wrote it, like, I really wouldn't care that much. Like, even if it was a person that I would hate if I ever met them, I would not want to be friends with them, it still wouldn't have that much of an effect. Like, if I'm enjoying what they're making, I'm going to continue, like, consuming what they're making. But I'm sure that is something that varies between person and person. I can only really speak for myself, but I can definitely respect her better safe than sorry, like, position she's taken on that and not wanting to do personal meetups and take events like, you know, what Rookie ended up doing. But it was nice that she actually ended up having a fan very close to home. Her teacher ended up being a big fan of her manga. Of course, neither of them knew about this. Like, Tsubasa didn't know that she was a fan, and she didn't know that Tsubasa was actually Wing V. Wing V, you know, that terrible name that nobody wanted to tell her it wasn't that good of a name. Obviously, the name was based off of Tsubasa, the Japanese word for wing. That's where she gets that, and V for vagina, I guess. At least that's my assumption. It could be for something else, but that's what I'm going to roll with. As far as personal struggles for her, I mean, there wasn't really a lot. Like, there's her family circumstances where her family is not very supportive of her, you know, career path as a manga author. That's something she has to deal with a lot, and has to kind of trick them into thinking she's not just focusing on that. She's not having these all-nighters, working hard to get her manuscripts done and everything like that. And of course, she had that one day when she like lost the manuscript at the school, and they were panicking trying to find it. There's obviously little things like that. Also, her she kind of sealed away her girliness, I guess, for the sake of her manga, which Koyuma helped pull back out of her, like an aspect of her that Rookie was the only one that was really familiar with because they were kind of childhood friends, I think. So I guess that was also a thing. Like, you know, I really enjoyed Koyuma and Tsubasa's dynamic in general. Like little things like Koyuma not minding people seeing her in her underwear, like posing for Rookie, and yet Tsubasa seeing her was like, no, you can't do that. Like, that'd be embarrassing, you know. I kind of like stuff like that. But Tsubasa, you know, she's really cool. I always liked her shooty personality and how, you know, how dedicated she is to her manga and all that. And of course, her dynamic between her teacher, who is like her big fan, like that was obviously great as well. I would have liked to maybe get a little bit more focus on that relationship, but I can understand why, it wasn't really that important for them to dedicate screen time to, but that was something that I really thought was cool. And Rookie. She was the one that, like I said, she did like adult romance stuff, and surprisingly enough, she has a very female, a large female reader base to the point where I don't think there was any. Was there any guys at that handshake meetup? I don't think there were. Like, I don't think there's really any guys in this universe, really. At least I can't think of any off the top of my head, which is a somewhat common thing for Yuri-ish shows. But yeah, that's what Rookie does. Her biggest hang up is the fact that she has very embarrassed with what she does. Doesn't really want anyone to find out that doesn't need to. Of course, I think people at school either knew what she was doing or had suspicions. Like, I think they kind of brought that up a little bit. But yeah, her biggest conflict in the entire series was that handshake event, that meetup thing, because she was very nervous about doing that. So she like prepared a lot, got all dressed up with makeup and stuff, and like had her hair done and all that. And she eventually showed up to it and realized it wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, everyone was there for her. They were going to be disappointed that she wasn't as big-breasted as her pen name would lead you to believe. They were just happy to see her, meet her, get her handshakes, talk to her, stuff like that. They're just happy to be there. So I always knew that she was worrying too much. And when she actually got there, she was enjoying it. She was glad to be there. She really look like she got a bit of a big head too as well. But it's great. Like whenever you do something like that and you do have these meetups with the fans, like it always feels really good to meet all those fans and stuff. If I was ever really popular and I went to some meetup of my fans, I like to believe they would all want to take turns touching my mustache. I think that would be the equivalent of, a handshake event, just a mustache touch event. I think that's all there really is to say about Rookie. I mean, there really wasn't much more her beyond that, aside from her, her flat chest complex she has. But, she's Tsubasa's friend. She obviously supports her a lot. She's her childhood friend. So, she does a lot of stuff with her. And then there's Fura, who I forgot to mention before, because she's in the dark. She's in the shadow. She's easy to forget. But she came into the series a bit late in a very horror-themed episode. Like, that was some pretty terrifying stuff. I mean, that one episode of Flip Flappers is still the best horror I've ever seen in anime, but that episode, it was pretty good nonetheless. For a non-horror anime, it was definitely pretty good. Fura made quite an introduction to herself. She really enjoyed chaos. She very much enjoyed her reactions to her scaring her, because that's what she likes to do. She likes to appear behind people in mirrors and scare them and all that, and it's just a good time. It's one of her hobbies, and it definitely fits with the type of manga she writes, so she can always use that as material for her work. Yeah, I really don't have much to say about that character aside from a lot of scenes that she was in was very enjoyable. I do like what she brings to the anime, that she's not really she doesn't really feel like she intrudes on the main forecast. Feels like she's kind of, like I said, back in the shadows. She always lurks around and kind of pokes her head in here and there to help out with things or whatever. So, I like the position she had in the anime, because you can't really bring in a new character into like a 4-character dynamic like a few episodes in. Like, I would say episode 3 is probably the latest you would want to do something like that. Otherwise, it feels like they're never truly a member of the initial 4. Like, K-On! Had that problem with Azusa. Like, you had the 4 main girls, Yui, Mio, Ritsu, and Mugi. Like, they were the 4 girls in like episode 8 or whatever. They brought in grammar. How does it work? They brought in Azusa, and she never really felt like one of the main 4, at least to a lot of people. So you're always at risk of doing that. So you never really want to do that. You really want to bring in all the main characters in the first episode if you can. Episode 2 at the latest. Otherwise, you do run into that problem. But like I said, because she never really tried to shove her way into the initial 4, I never really had a problem with that. I just kind of enjoyed what she did bring to the show, which was just another person lurking in the back that can sometimes be involved with things when she feels like she wants to. And Chaos, the character I by far have the most to say about. Okay, Chaos. Now, we were introduced to her as a terrible manga artist. She was bad at everything. She was so terrible at writing these stories about high school girls that people doubted she ever met one in her life, let alone actually being one. And because of her personality, her character design and all that, she definitely does not look like a high school girl. On top of that, she definitely has the personality of a dirty old man. So very perfect for like a Yuri-ish anime, to be sure. And it was also, I'm sure that also contributed to how happy she was about going into this dorm of these cute female manga authors. Some ulterior motives there, to be sure. But she pretty much worked really hard throughout the series to improve herself. She really was trying to to learn from these to the other dormits, the other manga authors, and they try to help her as best they can. Of course, she's good at some stuff, like computers, where she's a lot better than, say, a rookie who sits on the desktop computer as if it's a chair. Like, no, why would you do such a thing, rookie? That was just no, don't do that. I know you're probably not that heavy, but still, don't. On very many occasions, Chaos made the audience the audience and the characters around her feel very sad and pity her a lot because there was just so many sad comedy moments about Chaos just keeping it account. Like, I like this. Like, the one scene that really stands out to me was the one where she was making excuses not to go on I think it was the day between Tsubasa and Koyuma. She was making excuses not to go, and she was trying to complicate people's excuses, and then she's like, oh wait, no, that doesn't apply to me. Wait, that thing, no wait, that doesn't apply to me either. Yeah, my leg hurts, so I can't go. Like, that really was a standout for me as far as, like, hilarious comedy sad moments for Chaos. There was definitely a lot of them, but none I can really recall off the top of my head. Like, that one really stuck out to me. And like I said, I absolutely love Chaos as a voice actress. I think she does a phenomenal job. All the things she does was just very creative. It fits the character very well. Like, the voice actress feels like she was made for this role. I don't know. She really just brings that role to life. I mean, this is an anime with Takahashi Rie as a voice actress, and yet Chaos as a voice actress might have still been my favorite voice acting, like my favorite voice acting performance in the show. Which is saying something. I mean, Takahashi Rie is probably still my favorite voice actress in it, but like she did Tsubasa fine. Like, it was nothing special. It was just it was solid. But just Chaos was more standout to me, if that makes sense. And Chaos was definitely my favorite character. Like, when I first started watching this anime, I think I said Tsubasa and Koyume were my two favorites, and I still like them a lot. But I don't know, just Chaos at some point she just really wiggled her way up above both of them, really. So yeah, Chaos is definitely my favorite character. Just every scene that she was involved in, especially the ones where the focus was on her, were just gold. It was really good. She had more funny, amazing moments than I could possibly count. Like, I really like when she was in the box. She just tweeting like, I'm just in a box, I'm in a box now. And that's how Oyume and all them managed to find her. She's like, wow, she really was in a box. That was really funny. She's just a very pitiful character as well. She just like, the police officer was questioning her. She just thinks she's a lost child wanting to help her out. And she just runs away. She's like, wait, what? Is her house in that dark alleyway? Or whatever. It's like, no, just Chaos, just very, very jumpy. Oh, and then one scene with Chaos when she's holding up the figure, she's like, it feels so good to have people agree with you. That was another one of my favorite Chaos moments. Just, it's true. It's definitely true. That's, one of the reasons why people like to join online communities with like-minded people, because they can talk about how great things are, like how great this anime is, how great this character is, how great this voice actress is, how great the studio is, whatever. I know everything I'm saying is anime related, but that's kind of what my favorite hobby is, so that's to be expected. As well as, what I do, on the internet. I have an anime reaction channel, which a small handful of people on the internet enjoy watching, which I appreciate. In any case, by the end of the series, Chaos had definitely made noticeable improvement. Everyone was helping her little by little. Even Furo was helping her out. Even had that one scene where Rookie was like, I don't believe you. He doesn't do stuff this good. What do you take me for, a fool? That was really mean to poor Chaos, but they were cheering her up as best they can. And I do like how many people treat her like a doll or a pillow, whatever it is, always hugging her and stuff. Like Koyuma especially clinging to her a lot, which I definitely appreciate. But yeah, anyway, the series was definitely but the big aspect of it was Chaos's character development, improvement as a manga artist, and by the last episode, something she made had been called a good manga by the editor who had crushed her dreams so many times. But yeah, we did have a few adult characters that were kind of relevant, like the matron, the teacher, and Amisawa, the editor. Like, they kind of knew each other. I think they were all in the club back in the day. I think that was said, but yeah, we did have like one episode kind of dedicated to them. We had some great stuff with the teacher, who was one of my favorite characters as well, despite being an older character. We had some great stuff with her, like being drunk and all that. And I just love a lot of her reactions in regards to Tsubasa. That was all really fun. Yeah, that's probably about all I really had to say on this anime. It was great. It was a comedy slice of life anime, and it did both of those aspects very well. Like, the comedy was definitely on point a lot of the time. And slice of life, yeah, I definitely enjoyed just watching these characters live their life, so that was good as well. And I don't know if there will ever be a season 2, possibly. I mean, I would like there to be one. If there ever was one, I would watch it. I would anticipate it. If there was an announcement, I would count the days until it actually came out. But, all we can do is hope, right? But yeah, this was definitely one of my top 5 of the season, and I'm gonna miss it now that it's gone. You should let me know what your thoughts on the anime is in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching, and thank you Cnouki, the Dragon of Oshu, as well as everyone else, for doing what you can to support the channel. It means a lot to me, and I hope we can continue to grow the channel together. If you want to do more to support the channel, then you can become a patron on my Patreon, and get cool rewards like early access to certain videos. Have a good one.